Welcome to a special episode of Let's Play Borderlands, though we're not actually playing Borderlands in this episode. We're about to play some more Borderlands pre-sequel, but as of this recording, they recently just dropped the trailer for Borderlands 3, finally.
All right.
And so we thought that we would spend some time to talk about our thoughts on the trailer and just Borderlands 3 in general. So who wants to share first?
Definitely, we were already starting to feel a little bit of anticipation just because earlier in the month of March they had already posted like some sort of teaser that like definitely had us interested in that, and I think with all the hype that they had, I don't think they left many people disappointed with the trailer so far, with what it's shown off. There's a lot to kind of dissect and look at, and there's a lot of interesting implications that this is making for where the series is going, and especially in Hark's case, some things that they're bringing back from the series past. That's, I guess, my little introduction bit. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm going to say what it got right, and this goes for all the games, is they have this consistency of look and feel, and just the way that they present their game, it always feels like the same game in the same world. And, you know, you can say that to a certain extent with the Mass Effect games, let's say, but not quite, because you can tell that there's sort of a difference in just the visual, like the modeling, or I mean, stuff just looked better as the years progressed. And there's something about Borderlands games, like we're on the third game now, and it still feels like for me anyways, I feel like I'm playing the same game. It functionally feels the same, visually feels the same, and I feel like this trailer sort of did it again. So there's something kind of special about that, because it's rare, I think. You know, taking risks is a good thing for companies, but at the same time, those risks oftentimes now have led to some failures, or at least in subjectively speaking to some of the fans. So yeah, this one, it felt right away, the trailer. So
I'm glad that you mentioned that it feels like the exact same game, Shay, because I have seen some critics say that that's actually a bad thing, that it just feels like more of the exact same thing over and over again. What are you or anybody else's thoughts on that piece of criticism, that this is just like another game, another Borderlands game?
I'll quickly respond to that, just because the strangeness here is that it's almost not the response that I would give. Like, it's not a response I don't think people would give. I just think what's happening with the industry right now is that a lot of risks are leading to failures, and I think that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, is that it's almost like they've gone the opposite direction. They're like, okay, well, we're not going to take risks, but we're just going to make another really fun experience and introduce new characters, make it another loot shooter, and just do what works for that stability. And you know, it's like the safe space, and I feel like that's not common enough where that's almost become the thing that's attracting to me, because it's some place you can go where it's a stable experience, and I don't know, you know what you're going to get, and yeah. So that's my stance.
How about you, Alex?
I'm excited for all the things that are getting, kind of thrown around or mixed up, really. I've characters that they've hinted in this. That's got me really excited. I'm super curious, about the villains that have been shown, and the rumors surrounding those twins. So,
yeah, there's a lot looking at those. So what, I guess, yeah, especially with the villains, looking really closely into the trailer, because the trailer definitely has a lot of those blink and you'll miss it kind of like details.
Yeah.
One of them being, so the two big things to know about the villains are that they've created some sort of cult called Children of the Vault, which seems to be the main opposition in this game. And that they are known as the Calypso twins or something like that. One of the billboards said something like "Meet the Calypso" or something like that. And some leak or some rumor somewhere seems to speculate that they both have siren powers, which is interesting considering the fact that it's apparent it's supposed to be cosmically impossible for there to be a male siren.
I didn't know that.
I have some speculation.
There is one other thing that I will state regarding the villains, which, you know, I'll leave it up to what you guys think about that, is that one of my friends actually pointed out, and it kind of like really like opened my eyes to how like powerful or mean these people can be, is in the trailer there's a bit where Lilith is crawling away, because that's right, yeah, some of our old friends are returning. And one of the shots, Lilith is crawling away from the two as they discuss, and if you look closely, Lilith's siren tattoos are removed from her body now.
Interesting.
Oh.
Nice catch.
Oh.
That is interesting.
So if...
You think that's intentional?
I think
Not just
so.
a mix-up?
And if that is true, then I think that can lead to my theory of how they're getting their siren powers.
Oh. Because there's only supposed to be, like, what, 5 in the entire universe? Or something?
Was it 5 or 7?
It's like, let me see. But yeah, while you're looking it up, yeah, there's only supposed to be a certain number.
Right, there's definitely a limited number. So, that is kind of interesting.
Right.
Hark, what are your thoughts before? Because I mean, I want to drop some super left field speculations here that are. I don't know. I thought Lucky was about to say it, but I'm gonna. What do you have to say about it?
So my biggest like fangasm moment, and I have to be very careful because I don't want to drop any major spoilers. But for those of you who have been following my Let's Plays, you know that I have a very soft spot for Telltale games. Rest in peace, Telltale. And my favorite Telltale game that I had ever played was Tales from the Borderlands. And the fact that it was my favorite game, despite never having played a single Borderlands game prior to that, I think says a lot. And after I beat the Telltale games, I was so excited to see one of the characters from that game appear in the trailer. There was this very quick shot, and I don't want to necessarily point out who it is in case people plan on playing that game, because I definitely feel like if you're going to play a Telltale game besides the first season of The Walking Dead, you really should play Tales from the Borderlands, especially if you play the original Borderlands series and have any interest in RPGs or choice-based games. But that particular shot with that character is very, very interesting, especially considering the arc that character goes through during the plot of the Telltale game and what it means to see that character on there. Again, like, if I say anything else, it'll give way too much away, but I will be very curious to see what role that character plays, if any, and if other characters, people who are watching know exactly which other character I'm referring to was my like favorite of any Telltale game actually, appears in this game, I will like need to change my pants. So
there are I've heard some things regarding the Tales of thing, and I will not say anymore because I don't want to have any spoilers either, but I have heard some things about that series that, if it's true, could mean something that you don't like being canon as well.
So Tales from the Borderlands is canon.
I'm assuming so, except now that brings up a good point of, because it's a Telltale game, which iteration of it is going to be considered canon? Which selection of choices, or how are they going to discern, or how are they going to decide that?
That's why I said that it's interesting that character appears, because depending on your choices, his role in this game, in Borderlands 3, could be very, very different. And I have a feeling that one specific choice would be far more quote-unquote interesting in the game for Borderlands 3, which is why I'm thinking that is going to be the canon choice for this.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that was big. That was cool. It looks like from what I have been seeing pop up here on Reddit and 4chan and whatever the place else I can scrounge up information, it seems to be that this would be taking place about 5 years after the events of Borderlands 2. as we could see, but there was a older Tiny Tina in one of the clips.
It's a teeny Tina. Teeny Tina is not so tiny anymore.
Yeah. We have it looks like we have Marcus, Brick, Tannis,
Lilith and Maya.
Mordecai. Maya is back as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mordecai is Ellie. Hammerlock. There's gonna be a lot of. They also mentioned that
Hammerlock's sister.
Hammerlock's sister is back.
The contract chick. Gotta love the contract chick.
Ready for more. Yeah. It looks like
Sign
there's
up,
going.
minion.
One of the big things that I'm excited and definitely happy with is that the trailer confirmed that there'll definitely be a good variety of biomes that we'll be entering, because this one supposedly will be taking place across multiple worlds.
Right, there you go. That's what I was going to go into. Yeah, I'm my left field speculation is that this is going to be either I'm not going to say timelines here, but multiple parallel universes, and that's why some characters are still alive, and there's going to be, that's why there's the double sirens. Like, I feel like there's going to be some play there with some time anomaly, not even time stuff, sorry, but parallel universe scenarios like slide shifting, and that's where the whole multiple worlds, or there's a line that pops up in the video when the trailer's going, and it says something about saving worlds, plural. So is that planets? Because wasn't it Borderlands 2, like it ends and the narration shows an image of multiple worlds in the sketch, you know? So I wonder if they're going to play on that idea. And then on that, I'm like, I didn't see anything in the video that confirms this, but I'm thinking there's going to be some sort of what was the one, like Orange Box? What was it called? The one Team Fortress-esque sort of thing? Like none of the Borderlands, to my knowledge, are multiplayer where you can just have like a battle zone, right? Like that doesn't exist, right? Or am I going crazy? Is that
I don't think there's any PvP besides the duels that we've accidentally started and finished very quickly with our overpowered abilities.
I was just terrified they were going to be announcing Borderlands 3 was going to be a battle royale.
I hope
like,
not.
No,
but I could see there being a multiplayer thing to it though. Like I could see them leveraging that with the whole multiple worlds thing and
maybe.
Yeah.
It
looked like a lot of characters that were available, you know, and it's like these can't all be NPCs. Like, so I'm wondering, are they just DLCs or is that all playable characters? You know,
we could, I guess that is a decent. That's a decent segue to, I guess, talk about the characters. I'm looking at here a article that does delve into what appears to be the main four Vault Hunters for now. The first one would be that robot guy with the big eye.
Awesome.
He's known as Flack the Beastmaster.
Oh.
He is an android robot thing who can summon 3 different AI controlled pets to assist him in battle. So
Shotgun.
that seems to be his thing.
Oh, Shane already claimed that one. Okay.
Okay. The next one is and we could probably do like a quick out of the 4 there, who would you pick just based on what I can delve into this, and maybe our responses will change as we see more of the game.
Out of the 3 that are left, because I think the 4th one's already chosen by Shay.
Out
of the 3 that are left, that one's taken.
The next one, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. It's either Mose or Mose. It's Moze, known as the Bot Jock. She is what is called a mecha rider, which she's basically Diva from Overwatch. She summons a giant mech. But the interesting thing, from what I'm seeing here, is that she can summon the mech and get into it, or she can summon the mech and someone else can ride in it.
Oh. Cool.
And just go around going to town dual wielding. The third one is Zane the Operative, who seems to be they're advertising him as kind of a stealth character, kind of like Zero was from Borderlands 2, and can summon a decoy to distract enemies and uses a variety. Someone described him as like Batman, and that he's a rich man who uses a variety of gadgets to fight other people.
Okay.
That's great.
So cool. I want to be Batman. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
And the most interesting in terms of variety for me is the final one that we saw in that one really awesome shot is Amara the Siren, where it looks like her main phase ability seems to be actually to go ultra brick and go super heavy on the melee attacks and just beat people up with those, as we saw in that one shot of the trailer, those 6
arms,
those 6 metaphysical arms.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that would be interesting, having a melee siren.
Yeah, melee sirens was pretty awesome.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Alex, of those 3, which one are you going
Wait,
for?
which one did Shay take?
And the android.
He took Flack, the robot
summoner
guy.
The melee siren sounds interesting. I have not played a siren in all the Borderlands games
Yeah.
I've played, so that's kind of where I would lean towards, and I think it's unique and novel enough.
And Lucky Jack, you said you wanted to be Batman.
Yeah, I can read Batman.
That's actually perfect, because honestly, the one that I thought was the coolest was the mech one anyway. So, so I feel like we already picked our characters.
I guess so. Now, this could change. Maybe there could be something where, for all I know, who knows? Maybe Batman guy actually requires in-app transactions, and now suddenly I can't be Batman anymore without a good credit card. I don't know. If they could introduce things.
If that one character that I am hoping will appear from Tales from the Borderlands ends up being a DLC character, I'm totally all over that person. But I have a feeling that will not. I have a feeling that even if that was the case, that DLC character would not be available at launch. So
right, that is something. Is that if we were to try this out at launch, then it would be tricky if because with up until this point, it's been convenient that all of the DLC characters had been released as of when we got around to playing those games. If a new DLC character was added, that would be.
Yeah.
It would be unfortunate if it was one that we actually super wanted to try out more, but now you're in the middle of a playthrough and it's
it's okay. I can, level up the character on my own and then insert them in.
I guess that could work. But yeah, unfortunately no release date yet. Bummer, because I really am I could maybe wait until 2021. I really would prefer 2020.
I think not. 2021? Really?
I hope
if it meant complete stability and not because they're making a pretty big jump now. They're on the most recent Unreal Engine copy with this one. But I mean, I sincerely would prefer at the latest early spring to summer 2020 at the latest.
I want to see it here by May.
So they got one more. Honestly, who knows? Maybe what if they did that? What if they did and it's out now?
Well, it's with the next big conference, and then
I do hope to see it.
Just Mr. Torg shows up in person at the conference.
Dude, it's
what's even cooler than explosions? Borderlands 3. Download it now.
September.
If they found
Epic Games exclusive.
If they found anyone that roided out, I'm pretty sure he would have nearly 3 minutes left to live in order to give that presentation. So I don't know if they could do that. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked to see what else we can learn from this. I'm definitely not worried about it yet. I don't think they've. I think they've done a pretty good job of dashing away the main concerns I would have for it so far.
What do you guys think of the guns with legs?
How is that going to work? Is it going to be an enemy? Is it friendly?
I feel like it's going to be a mobile turret, is what I'm guessing.
Or like a drone, one of
Oh my gosh.
If
not that, I just had this amazing image in my head of what if, as a joke kind of thing, some of the loot that pops out of chests just sprouts legs. I'm imagining Alex chasing after something come back! No, I want
my sweet child!
Running loot.
Yes.
It's purple!
Which that is the thing, is that whenever the trailer says a billion guns, they mean that it's all randomly generated, and it's more. And you could have something where it's the same. It looks the same, the gun looks the same, has the same effects, but if the numbers are even so much as different, that is considered a different gun. So when they say billions of guns, they really mean probably hundreds of really unique ones, but that's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, to return back to the whole, it's sort of the same game. But when we talk about the characters, and we just talked about the 4 new characters that are options, right? And you think about how they're still coming up with unique ideas for the builds of the characters that can be playable characters where you're not repeating a character that was already available in the previous games. So that's where it's like they're doing right what they do right, and it's just there's something not tiring about their design, their character designs, and the fun that they bring to the concept. And maybe part of that is because it takes from the world that they're creating to the lore. It's kind of just silly. It's, you had the lube shop in the trailer, like they're still saying those jokes, and it's all just for fun, and I don't know, I think that kind of gives it a bit of it elevates it,
But I would love to see, this is a pipe dream, but I feel like if Shay's theory about this spanning like parallel worlds is correct, because this is the third game in the franchise, and that's a pretty big deal. I would be totally for DLC legacy characters where you can actually play as the main characters from Borderlands 1 and 2.
All of them pre-sequel, because the sister was there with the contract.
Yeah, because I don't know, just the having the ability to mix and match characters from all 3 games would just be a dream come true.
Yeah. So, you're talking about and this is something that caught me too. I was actually reading the fandom, Gamepedia, whatever page on Sirens, just getting myself caught up on their abilities. And you were talking about the alternate realities. The names of the abilities, I think, are pretty interesting. What is it? Phase walk, phase lock, phase shift, phase strike. I wonder if there's going to be some sort of phase transport. What is it? Even they say Lilith's phase walk goes through another dimension for a short period of time.
Yeah. That's nice.
So they already kind of hint there's some ability to go through these alternate dimensions, whether they're full alternate realities or not, we don't know. And then the possibilities of that are endless. There's one where Handsome Jack could still be alive. One where he won.
There could be one where Lilith doesn't have the tattoos. She didn't become a siren, and so
Commandant Steele could come back. It's.
I just now had 2 ideas. One was I almost thought Alex was about to say there's phase walk, there's phase lock, there's someone who can phase talk. There is someone who I almost thought that was going to be one, but you can phase walk the walk, but can you phase anyway? But the other one that I actually just now had this idea of how they could make a pretty interesting punchline out of it is if that character from a Telltale game with all of these bridging universes and stuff, what if the whole gimmick with him was that there was some sort of since the walls were starting to be weakened between the different universes, what if he was suddenly shifting between different personalities of all of those varying outcomes and choices that could have been made in the Tales of game?
That would be really complicated.
Yes, it would, and I think that's the joke they would make out of that.
Yeah.
They'd find a way to simplify it, though. That's the thing with this game, is that they take these crazy concepts and then they just play it for jokes. And you just accept it. And okay, a gun with legs. Okay, a gun that shoots swords. Oh, all right, that's
yeah.
Although that was super meta. That was layers of meta.
But yeah, it's I think I don't know if it's right to compare it like that, but genuinely all the Borderlands stuff, the reason when you said it feels like the same game, but it's still kind of new, it kind of to me, I guess, kind of feels like a tabletop game in that sense, where it's the same game, and even when they're different versions or different updates for that game, what version of D&D are we on right now? 8, 9, 5, only 5, only 5 after all these years. Wow. But yeah, after all that time, 5, it feels still like the same game with some new systems added, but you still, and it's more or less the same world usually with different areas and stuff, but I always felt like Borderlands kind of like appealed to that sense where like there's always that sense of familiarity, and it's just a new like twist on playing that same game.
Yeah, it's a safe place to return to. That's just the way I see it, and that's rare, I think, nowadays. So,
yeah, definitely excited.
I'm super excited.
Same.
I hope you guys are ready for an accelerated schedule as soon as this comes out. I'm thinking every night.
That is kind of that is true. I don't know if I'd be able to do just every other week if it was like all big and just that is true. We'll have to look into it. We'll have to talk about that more.
Yeah. All right. Well, for those of you who are watching, thank you for taking the time to listen to our musings on Borderlands 3. I hope you guys have been enjoying our Let's Plays of the first 3 games, including the pre-sequel, along with it. I think as soon as this video gets posted, I haven't actually started posting episodes of the pre-sequel yet, but they are coming soon, I promise. I promise you will see them soon. And hopefully that will be enough to tide you over until we start our Let's Play of Borderlands 3.
Yeah.
So
cool. Talk to y'all soon.
Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Until next time, love yourselves and love each other.